Greetings folks, meet the Eluktronics Matrix RP15. RP stands for Red Pill, and yes, that means this has an AMD CPU in it, the Ryzen 7 4800H. Now this particular laptop is going to follow their covert line. It's going to be all black and stealthed out. This one here has a D-brand skin. That will be an option should you desire it. D-brand skin can come in the box. If you want to have them apply it, that's fantastic as well. Now this is not a very big laptop. It's not very heavy either. Weighs in at 4.2 pounds, so it basically has the same weight as the Mag 15. Now as far as the depth of this particular laptop goes, has a little bit more depth to it, but it's actually right between the Mag 15 and the Aero 15 as far as depth goes. Now the Aero 15 is just a bigger laptop than either one of these. It's also heavier. 4.2 pounds, aluminum lid, aluminum deck, very nice build quality, Ryzen 4800H, and a boosted RTX 2060. Pretty cool, right? Let's find out just how cool it is. This is my in-depth review of the Matrix RP15. Inside we have the Ryzen 7 4800H, the RTX 2060 that will electro boost to 110 watts. For memory, we are running dual channel with the new Ryzen standard of 3200 MHz. We have two M.2 drives, and the network interface card is the AX200 Wi-Fi 6. The only significant downside that I can see for this chassis is that small 46 watt-hour battery, and expect about 3 to 3.5 hours runtime. A larger battery could also provide enough weight to the front of the chassis to allow for one-hand opening. Moving on to the display, it's awesome, Full HD 144Hz, low response time at 98% standard RGB. It's the same panel that was put into their Mag 15, so expect brightness between 320 and 350 nits. Powering all of this is a physically small in-size 180 watt power supply unit. On the right hand side we have a full-size card reader. This is a UHS 1 connected via USB 2.0. The card itself will insert itself halfway into the chassis. Next to that we have two USB 3.2s and exhaust. On the left hand side we have our lock, more exhaust, the local area network port, a USB 2.0, and a separate mic and headphone port. On the rear features more exhaust, two mini display ports that are G-Sync compatible, an HDMI, a USB-C for data only, and the barrel power port. The keyboard deck is all aluminum. The Windows Precision trackpad is plastic, has good click symmetry. Double tap the top left to disable. The keyboard honestly is my favorite from Eluktronics so far because it looks and feels like a SteelSeries keyboard. The RGB keyboard can be seen in all lighting conditions and offers several colors across its single zone. 720p webcam, microphone located at the bottom of the bezel. Not ideal for good ergonomics. Now keyboard strokes are going to look and sound just like this. Thank goodness my fingernails are squeaky clean. Now, for the individual on the other side of that Skype call, you may want to tip your screen back a little bit so it doesn't lop off the top part of your head. Hopefully that it does not compromise your ergonomics all that well. One good thing to note though, it does an excellent job of just muting out any ambient noise. I have a space heater running in my basement right now. I can clearly hear that. You will not pick this up on the microphone, and the maximum fans right now, it dims itself out almost immediately. So this is a bit of an upgrade compared to what I have seen on a lot of other Eluktronics laptops. And if we had this at the top of the bezel, I would be A-okay with everything here.
The Control Center software controls the power limits of the CPU and GPU. All three modes can also be toggled with a physical button next to the power button. Office mode provides 25 watts to the CPU and 90 watts to the GPU. It's quiet, thermally efficient, and surprisingly awesome to game on. More on this shortly. Game mode provides 60 to 65 watts to the CPU and 90 watts to the GPU. Turbo mode provides 60 to 65 watts to the CPU and 110 watts to the GPU. Cinebench R20 scores over 4,200 points, matching Intel's best version of their 10875H while pulling 25 watts less. Because of this, the Ryzen 4000 series will offer stronger load performance on battery, which can be seen running the benchmark again unplugged from their power supply, giving the 4800H nearly a 500 point advantage. In Firestrike, we have game mode up top and turbo mode at the bottom. Turbo mode increases the GPU power from 90 watts to 110 watts, resulting in a higher graphics score. Handbrake testing using the same file and settings as I have for the last 12 months, whereas most 6-core Intel mobile CPUs finish this on average of around 13 minutes, some slightly faster or slower depending on their wattage configuration. Intel's 10875H machine matches the i9 9980H at around 8 minutes and 15 seconds average, while the Ryzen 7 4800H on our Matrix laptop does the job in 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Now they're both extremely close in performance, and after 10 runs, the Ryzen 7 won 6 out of 10 times. But it does so using 25 to 30 watts less and about 25 to 30 degrees Celsius cooler as well. And this thermal headroom could provide the user with a quieter laptop should they wish. Testing static frame rate and thermal performance using Battlefield 5's firing range. Office mode at the top runs at a maximum of 45 decibels at load and keeps the CPU temperatures in the low to mid 70s thanks to that 25 watt power limit. The middle section is game mode with maximum fans at 52 decibels, increases our CPU temperatures by about 10 degrees Celsius. Now when we enable turbo mode, again with maximum fans at 52 decibels, that does bump our RTX 2060 wattage from 90 watts to 110 watts, increasing the temps on both CPU and GPU. This is due to the nature of the shared heatsink, and it's something I've talked about before. Take notice of the GPU wattage at 90 watts across all 3 tests. Electro Boost power draw cannot be monitored with software. This is a hardware modification performed in the factory to essentially trick the system, and the only way to verify the wattage increase is with a kilowatt meter. This total package translates nicely into game performance. If you demand the highest possible frame rate, then turbo mode is for you. With that comes higher temps due to the higher wattage. If you're willing to sacrifice some of that frame rate performance for a quieter, more thermally efficient Matrix, then office mode is there at the push of a button, zero tuning necessary. This goes for any game. Overwatch is no different. Turbo mode definitely brings some savage frame rates, but office mode saturates the 144 Hz refresh rate pretty well while maintaining quieter and cooler. It's like this across all titles, and this is normal. Running a boosted GPU from 90 watts to 110 watts is going to increase the thermals on both GPU and CPU on shared heat sinks. As you can see here with Apex Legends, we have great frame rate performance, thermals are borderline in check, and now when we run this in office mode, we get a wattage on the CPU down to 25 watts, the GPU's at 90 watts, thermal performance here is outstanding, and this is going to run about 7 to 10 decibels quieter. Pretty awesome solution, and I really like what Eluktronics has done here as far as the tweaking goes out of the box.
I know what you're thinking. Wow, what is that animated background you've got here? Folks, information's always in the description below, and that Steam wallpaper engine is spectacular. Just like the laptop, I do find it spectacular, but it is lacking in a few departments. The battery size. We would love to see a larger battery in here, and I'm not saying this to Eluktronics. They want to see a larger battery in here too. They tried, were unable to do so, spite there being room for one. Perhaps in a revision of this down the road. I do not have confirmation on that being the case. Fingers crossed. When it comes to the trackpad, sure, a glass unit would be better, but I had no gesturing or performance issues with the trackpad. Overall, very little to complain about. The webcam being at the bottom, Eluktronics also wants this at the top. Unfortunately, it's at the bottom. This is something that we will have to live with should you desire embracing this particular laptop. Other than that, this is the chassis that I would have wanted to see back when the Ryzen 4000 series CPUs launched a little over a month ago. Most of those chassis out there have a few shortcomings that I personally would not be willing to live with. And while this one may also have one of those shortcomings in the battery department, at least everything else where it counts is spectacular. And I definitely approve of this laptop, as this is something that I myself would actually daily drive. All right, folks, that's going to do it. Hopefully you enjoyed this in-depth review of the Matrix Red Pill RP15. I'm Bob of All Trades, and I'll see you in the next video.